I don't know whether or not to be proud of him or disappointed in him. I'm a very confused parent. He pistol whipped the guy because the guy tried to steal his textbook from him. And I said, son, we can just buy you a new textbook. You don't have to go through all of that. He's like, Father, I underlined so many things in that textbook. There's so many annotations. I'm not doing that again. And I said, you right. I did ask him, I said, did you really have to pistol whip him though? That's a bit aggressive. And he said, Father, I pistol whipped him on purpose. It's a fear tactic. I pistol whipped him to neutralize him, but I specifically pistol whipped him to show him that I have that thing on me. And then he apologized for saying thing, and then he corrected himself for saying thing. I was like, no, you said it right the first time. You don't have to like have proper grammar. You're trying to be a YN. What the fuck are you? I'm proud of him, you know, because he does have ambitious goals in the future. He wants to open up his own business.
Oh, that's great. What type of business?
Gun store. Yeah, it's a gun store. We were walking the other day by Castle Park, and his ops, they drove up beside us, and they start calling him all sorts of names. They start calling me all sorts of names. Like, what the fuck did I do? I know I'm his father, but goddamn, you guys are a bit mean. And then they just drove away. And I looked at him, I was like, you're not gonna do something about that? And he said, Father, a lion doesn't roar when he hears mouse squeak. My son got bars? He doesn't even wear a shiesty. And I said, hey, you trying to be a YN, right? Yes. Why don't you wear a shiesty then? He said, Father, shiesty is for cowards. I am no coward. You even implying that I should wear one is an insult. I'm so fucking sorry. He's not even the leader of his own gang, by the way.
Wait, he's not?
No, yeah. I asked him, I said, hey, you're obviously smarter than all these motherfuckers, right? He was like, correct, on some Young Sheldon type shit. And I said, okay, well, how come you're not the leader of your gang then? He said, Father, that would be dangerous. I want to be the jester. And I said, why do you want to be the jester? He's like, I don't want to be the king. The jester has more power because a jester gets to speak into the figurehead's ear and control the gang that way. Because if I was the king, there's more risk of assassination from within inside the kingdom. I said, oh! Honestly, I think he just became a YN because all the other hobbies weren't as interesting. Yeah, this is a hobby to him. This has to be a hobby. He's fucking with all of them.
Honestly, I don't know what shit I was on that day. I don't know if I was high or having a manic episode, but I went to him, I said, son, if you ever need help on your homework, I'm here. This is the same kid who turned down MIT. I thought he was doing calculus equations one day. So I walk up to him, just trying to chat. Hey son, I see you doing those calculus equations. He said, oh, this isn't calculus equations. These are predictions. Predictions? Predictions. Predictions of what? Predictions on how each and one of my ops are going to die. What, son, you can't be planning people's deaths. You're like, I'm not going to do it. I'm using mathematical equations and the astrology readings from each and one of my ops to see how they're going to die by their own foolishness. Notre Dame, is that you? My son convinced his own gang to get rid of their colors, their signs, their symbols, their graffiti, everything.
Wait, why?
Because he said, you can kill gang members. You can't kill ghosts. What the f? Deadass? I am very certain by this point that my son is a SCP. I don't know which number, but add him to the list because he was able to convince a gang of 20 people who was his opposition to stand down. And he was alone. He had no weapons on him either.
Wait, how did he do that?
Psychology. He told them, hey, I may not be here right now. I may be a collective hallucination that you're all suffering from due to the trauma of street life. Because why would I be out here all alone? And then he slowly backed up, vanishing in the dead of night. They did not pursue him. They pursued better help. You know, the fucked up thing is, he came to me one day and he said, Dad, you know I can get us out of the trenches like whenever I want, right? I said, why don't you do it then? He said, my intelligence may be strong, but my love for the game is stronger. His gang has become so feared within our town that when it comes to their territory, other gangs tell their rival gangs, just don't go there. He doesn't even take his ops seriously. He just called them ops for the sake of formality. When he told me that he managed to convert the fears and anxieties of his ops into a reliable fuel source to power his car, I said, look, son, I get it. You're smart, but that's impossible.
fears and anxieties are intangible. And then he said, Father,
What's a quadratic formula? Why did he ask you that?
to remind me of my academic place. He orchestrated a successful jewel heist before.
What? No.
I'm being dead serious. One day he says, Father, would you like to hear about the time I orchestrated a successful jewel heist? I said, what jewel heist? He says, remember the one back in June? That was you? Father, I only orchestrated it, like Lester on GTA 5 type shit. I said, okay, what did you do? He says that these jewel thieves hired him based on his previous work. Previous work? I mean, I shouldn't even be surprised at this point. Like this shouldn't be the thing that breaks the camel's back I get upset at. Like, I'm not even mad, right? He tells me, this is how we did it. I told the jewel thieves that they need to do this heist specifically on Pride Day. It has to be on Pride Day or else it will not work. They go into the high-end jewelry store. They smash and grab. But I told them they need to have a Subaru as their getaway car. I said, why a Subaru as their getaway car? It's a Subaru. He says, Father, trust the process. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. So he tells me they got into the car. They being chased by the cops, naturally. They yelling at him through the communicator. Oh, this is not going to work. Why do we do this? Why, who are you? And he says, jewel thieves, remain calm. Just go on one-on-one as we planned. They go on one-on-one. Remember, they're in a Subaru, doing Pride Day, doing the Pride Parade. What is the traffic expectedly? What would you think the traffic would be? Who attends Pride Parades?
Gay guys, transgender people, bi people, lesbians.
Subaru. So the cops lost them because they mingled in with the Subaru traffic, but by the expected lesbians. My son's a fucking genius. He told me that he can resolve the conflict, the decades-long conflict between the Bloods and the Crips in a day. And I said, you can? He said, Father, of course I can. It's a matter of psychology. I said, okay, well then why don't you do it? Because they've been at it for decades and so much bloodshed. He said, Father, the CIA is annoying. I don't want to deal with them. Because the second I resolve their conflict, the CIA is going to be on my ass. And it's not that I can't defeat the CIA. I said, yeah, I believe you could. He just doesn't want to do that because there's going to be a whole domino effect and then America is going to collapse and shit. I was fucking around one day. I thought to challenge his intellect. I said, hey, son, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Not 1 millisecond was spared. He replied immediately, atoms. Believe it or not, and trust me, this was hard for me to believe, but it came from his mouth. He said, Father, believe it or not, there are people in this world that I dare not to tempt. Oh! He didn't supply me with the list of names, you know, like Donald Trump with the Epstein files, but he did say one name, Dr. Parkenstein. Remember the notorious HVAC gang? The gang that called themselves the HVACs for some fucking reason, even though we make fun of them behind their backs, calling them the AC, the air conditioning gang, because HVAC. Anyways, my son made them implode.
Wait, what?
Yeah, notice how they're just not here anymore? They terrorized this town for decades. He told me one day, Father, would you like to hear about my recent adventures? At least recent during that time. I said, sure. What did you do this time, son, right? And he said, I made the HVAC gang implode. What? I hired homeless drug addicts to go to their territory. Okay. I instructed them to yap about a fictional drug that was better than all the other drugs combined to the HVAC gang and thank one of the members for supplying them the drug. Why did you do that? To cause disruption. Huh? Because the other HVAC members would want to know, what is this drug? Why are you keeping this drug from us? We can be supplying it as well and getting money too. Why are you keeping money from us? And I said, son, wouldn't the HVAC members believe their own member if they say, hey, look, these crazy drug addict people are lying. I don't know what they're talking about. Yes. I said, how did you get over that hurdle? He said, Father, I planted a purple pill, placebo pill, in that member's jacket specifically and told the homeless drug addicts to point out his pockets. His own HVAC members Ran his pockets, found the pill, and the member couldn't explain.
Like Tower 7, they crumbled in one night.
Oh, you're diabolical.
Father.
Yes?
I know.
I said, how long did you plan this? He tells me it was a thought exercise. Fuck you.
I mean, at least he respects me.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah. He has never once disrespected me. He has never once called me out my name. I mean, there have been times I told him, please don't do this, or I forbid you to do that, but he would always respond with, Father, I'm doing this for the benefit of the hood. And I said, you're right. I asked him one day, I said, son, you're a YN, right? Correct. I understand you're highly IQ'd, but how come you respect me so much? You never disrespect me. He said, Father, because you didn't leave like Mom. He said, you didn't leave like Mom. You stayed. You provided a roof over my head. And though I do all these hoodlum activities, I don't find a reason to hurt the one that has provided it. I'm sorry. She left us about when he was 5. She said, I'm going to go to, my sister's. I knew what she meant. He didn't. And when she left out that door, I turned to him and I wanted to cry so fucking badly. I wanted to cry. I wanted to break down. But I said, hey, you go play or you go experiment because, at that time, of course, he was already fucking doing calculus and experimenting in the backyard. And I'm going to go and do what, dads are supposed to do. I didn't do what dads are supposed to do. I broke down in my room. He figured it out, obviously. He figured it out. He wasn't stupid. I mean, we're talking about my son. He's not stupid. He figured it out. He said, Father, she left us, didn't she? I told him yes. And yeah. Is it hard raising him? Yes, because I wasn't prepared to do it alone. But also no, because of how he is in his gift. I picked up a calculus book because I was curious. I looked inside and he saw me looking at it. He said, what you know about calculus? And I was like, stop it. It sounded like a grandfather seeing his grandson listening to old music and shit. You don't predate calculus just because you know everything about it. I asked him, I was curious. I said, son, are you looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend or just any friend? Like, are you in the love game? He said, Father, I do not seek out any companions until the war is won. What the fuck does that mean? What war? The war in the hood? Look, I know death is not funny. I know that the tragedy of street life is not funny. But all the other gang members and gangs, they have to say, for the dead homies, on the dead homies. My son, he gets to say, for the alive homies. I have not suffered any casualties or any deaths at all, and that's all due to my son. I'm not gonna lie about that. For the alive homies. He told me, Father, I know the anti-life equation. I said, you fucking what? I said, you know the anti-life equation? He said, I know the anti-life equation is purely fictional. I said, ooh, he's a jokester. I mean, if you're that smart, you're allowed to be a jokester here and there. I kind of feel bad when I see one of his ops darting their eyes around looking very scared and anxious, because remember when I told you that he managed to convert all of his ops' anxieties and fears into a reliable fuel source?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so he managed to not only power his car with that, but power our entire house. Typically, when I see anyone, and I mean anyone, looking very afraid and worried and stuff, I do feel bad. But I did see an op of his strolling down the street ever so casually, looking upbeat. I guess he just got paid or whatever. I sighed like, I hate to do this. I went to go get my Glock, opened up my window, aimed at the sky, boom, boom, 2 shots. His op is squirming. Ah! I'm like, I'm sorry, but you gotta keep being scared. You're powering my house. Fucking PG&E is too damn high. I nagged about it again. I said, son, if you're this smart, and I know you said that your intelligence is strong, but your love for the game is stronger, just get us out the hood. Get us out the trenches. He went to his room, came back with a briefcase full of money. Hundreds, bands, we're talking. He shoved it to me, and he said, go. I said, offspring. I know it's not cool when I do it, but you must have misheard me. I said us. I'm not leaving you. I said us. I shoved the briefcase full of money off the table. And admittedly, I went to get like a couple bands. Because come on, there's a fucking couple bands. My son's op said, I will destroy or reverse anything you do in this life. My son said, bet. Now, there's one thing you need to understand about this op in particular. His mother died a year ago. And of course, my son just knows where the grave is. My son goes to his op's mother's grave. And the grave, at first, it's a bit messy because it hasn't been visited in a bit. Not too messy or anything, but like, it's time to clean it up. My son polished that grave, cleaned that grave. He made it look as if they just put that grave in. Fucking detailed that tombstone and everything. Made it look like she was just put there. Had flowers. And we're talking about like those high-end flowers, not just the flowers you get from the grocery. We were talking about, hey, he called in for these flowers. He told his op about it. He said, reverse that, bitch. Who's gonna reverse their mother's grave being cleaned up and shit? What, just to spite your op, you're gonna defile your mother's grave just to clean it up again? Needless to say, his op has stopped being his op because his op will no longer be a gangster. He will be attending the community college's fall semester. That did worse damage than any gunshot wound. He said, no. My son don't kill people. He'll make you just reevaluate your life. Now, being a father of a overly certified rapscallion of the hood, I understand that I am a target. My son told me, Father, I have a protocol for you. What? If you're ever assassinated, I have a protocol for you. Whoa. Father, calm down. This is the reality of living in the trenches with me. I said, you're right. The protocol is called Protocol Kratos. Because he likes Kratos. He thinks Kratos is really good. Father. Okay, what does Protocol Kratos do? After my death, apparently. He says, well, all of the gangs right now are just playthings to me, but I can actually end them all. I'll initiate a sequence that will result in all of them devouring each other. And after they are all gone, I will get investors to gentrify the neighborhood. This will no longer be the trenches. This will become affordable housing and a shopping plaza. High-end type shit. Because without you, this is no longer a fun game. Without my father to tell all my stories to, my adventures, it just wouldn't be fun anymore. You know, this is all fucking twisted, right? And then he told his op, don't call me your op, call me Oppenheimer. You see what I mean?
Yeah, someone just sent you guys a message.
Okay. What's wrong?
Here, let me just play it for you.
Yo, this goes out to that little smart Alec, that little smart nigga named Trey. That high IQ son, whatever this fucking bitch ass nigga's name. I don't give a fuck. He ain't that smart. He's trying to call his gang a ghost. His gang ain't no ghost. We see you. We see you niggas. You guys ain't no ghost. You ain't transparent.
This is Avatar.
I'm calling no Jackson back in action. Yeah, I'm on my corny shit. Fuck your faction, fuck your traction. All your clowns, you corny bitch. I'm not real G, you fear. I'm not big dog, you hear. I'm not haunting little whisper that crawls up inside your ear. Fuck your IQ. Ain't Stephen Hawking's little bitch. I don't like you. So watch where you walking, little bitch. I'm not kaiju. So watch who you taunting, little bitch. Now it's high. Body outline, get the chalking, little bitch. Word on the street. Use a daddy's boy. I don't got a father. Tell me, attaboy. Self-made real nigga, something you can't destroy. I run these streets, got my soldiers, I'll deploy. You know what I imagine? Your daddy in the grave, but how would that happen? Picture a normal day, catch him out lacking. Maybe it's just from a stray, now his skull cracking. His body hitting the fucking pay, nigga. You ain't a real gangster nigga, just a smart nigga. You ain't out here like us, better watch yourself. And tell that punk ass daddy of yours to wash himself too. Yo, fuck your IQ. Fuck your IQ. You got real niggas out here and you don't. Son. Fuck your IQ. Fuck your IQ. You got real niggas out here and we don't like you. Fuck your IQ. Fuck your IQ. You got real niggas out here and we don't like you. Look. That was a threat.
Father.
Lions do not roar when they hear mouse squeak. It's cold. I'm wearing this. I walked over to him one day and I saw him doing a bunch of calculus equations. I mean, a bunch of calculus equations. And you can tell his mood, or at least I can, depending on the math that he is doing. So calculus means that he's mad at himself. So I walked over and said, hey, son, you okay? He said, Father, I'm fine. I'm just punishing myself. Punishing yourself? What did you do? What happened? He was like, Father, I couldn't think in the fourth dimension. Son, that's okay. We're three-dimensional beings. We're not supposed to think in the fourth dimension. We can't even perceive it. We can't even comprehend it. We were aware of it. You can't think in it because you are a three-dimensional being. Your neurology is three-dimensional. And then he was all like, Father. Just said father, just did a little gesture. I knew what that meant and I just left. You know, his favorite video game is God of War, right?
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's God of War. It's not like a mathematical game. It's not like a puzzle game. It's just straight up God of War. And that's fair. Because do you know how much patience he has with not only me, but all those assholes out there, all his oppositions and shit, and he refuses to murder them? So if he's going to express his rage through God of War, let him express his rage through God of War. He once convinced TED Talk, yes, TED Talk, to come up on stage to do a 19-minute presentation arguing as to why Kratos in the original series when he was younger was a well-developed character, because people argue online saying, no, he was just some meathead killing everyone. He spent 10 minutes telling them about that one mission you do where you have to go to the Fields of Elysium and you see Kratos' daughter, and how you manually have to press the circle button to leave Kratos' daughter, like as Kratos, because Kratos didn't want to leave his daughter, but if he didn't leave his daughter, then that means that the world and existence itself was going to crumble and shit, and his daughter was going to be put out of existence. You know how sad that shit is? So, Kratos is his favorite video game character. It's kind of funny because he tells me, Father, you remind me of Kratos. And I'm all like, bullshit, I am not built like Kratos or anything like that. And he says, it's not his physique that you remind me of, it's your ambition, or what was once your ambition. And I said, don't talk about what was once my ambition, okay? What was once my ambition came before you. And I know you probably idolize that ambition, but I tell you right now, don't idolize it. It's not cool to be in the streets. It's not cool to be running shit. It's not cool to take down entire gangs because you get mad. So anyways, he was really good at...
What about Colonel Jackson? Because he dissed you guys and threatened you and everything.
It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about. You know what my son said? Lions don't roar when they hear nice squeak or some shit. If he's not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. All right? So... Now, how about we talk about his time in school? Yes, he still goes to school. Did you know he made a whole stock market based on relationships? I don't know how it works. Don't ask me. He just did it. Basically, if you see a relationship, a couple, a known couple in school, and they're doing good, a bunch of people will put in like a virtual stock market money saying, oh, this is doing good, so I'm going to put up money in this because I'm betting that they're going to do good. But if the relationship starts to look like it's falling apart, getting in that toxic direction, everyone will start putting their money back and shit. Stocks fall, and he created that app and everything. And between you and me, he's actually putting people together as artificial couples. He's staging them together. Inside trading, that's what he's doing with couples and stock market in school. What do you mean is the administration doing something about it? Bitch, do you know how many administrators have stock in this shit? When his student body president, one being student body president, a group of teachers, including the principal, took this guy to a part of the school that no students are allowed to go to. You know, you always see the janitor going there, teachers going there. But they took him there, into an old classroom. And they said, hey, congratulations on being student body president. Nice job, but you need to learn something real quick if you're going to be student body president. You may be top dog, but that's top dog. And he looked over there, and sitting in the big chair was my son. Those poor students. My son didn't even say anything. He just turned on the projector, and the projector projected a video, a never seen before angle of the tomatoing of Jay Kennedy. Jay Kennedy was the student body president the year prior, and when he got tomatoed in the head, he broke and he couldn't be student body president anymore, and he resigned because he just felt so humiliated. Yes, we know the irony with his last name, Kennedy, and yes, we know the irony of the entire situation. But they had a never before seen different angle of the tomatoing. And then my son said, don't let that be you. He's trying to also start a whole stock market thing on the stresses of teachers. Basically, what teachers are becoming too stressed. If the teacher is too stressed, then the stock is doing good. Teachers happy, stock is doing bad. I know it should be the other way around, but this world thrives on negativity, so. And yes, before you ask, he's also inside trading that shit too. God, my allergies are bad today. So anyways, he says, Father.
Hold on. I think you need to listen to this. Cornell Jackson made another diss.
Another one?
Yeah.
He this is his second diss towards my son. Wow, he really wants my son's attention. What's his name? Cornell Jackson? More like Cornball Jackson. Okay? Play that shit. Okay, come on.
Okay, here.
What are you saying?
This is Avatar.
Cornell Jackson on the beat. I'm not general, that captain, the man you call chief. The head honcho, the top dog, the don of these streets. So best be aware of my street affairs. You high IQ freak, you ain't no gangsta nigga. You avoid actually gang banging nigga. I run you down like anyone else. I'm the boogeyman who be chasing niggas. The cops never know who done it. What that means, I be coke-casing niggas. I'm no bad guy or a good guy. I'm the guy who just be hating nigga. I'm the Death Star. What that makes you? You all around. You act like you invincible till I turn this fucking laser on. You ain't cut out for this like that pussy father. Yeah, he major on. And his punk ass should be in a grave for killing all the fucking Candace sons. Oh, daddy's passed. He's coming back to haunt him. 18 years ago, he put them cater boys in coffins. The cops just shrugged it off, but we knew exactly who offed them. He took down the biggest gang, so everyone just stood cautious. But what he didn't know, Audrey Jackson had a son who grew up like his daddy. He made these niggas run, and now he's all grown up, marching to his own drum, plotting his sweet revenge. I told you I never had a father. Now you know why. So don't be surprised if I come strolling by, delivering comic justice with one between the eyes. And in case if the judge hears this is just a story time, nigga. One more time. Cornell Jackson on the beat. I'm not
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
The head honcho, the top.
You okay?